Remember to download both the Barn Burner and ZingoTV apps in the respective app stores on iOS and Android. And Zingo TV is also available on Roku Sticks, Amazon Fire TV Sticks, Google Chromecast, and all smart TVs 2016 forward. Hopefully, I'll be joined by Samantha Walters, who I don't know if she stayed in Washington, if she flew back from Washington, but since she's not here, hopefully she'll be coming in a couple of minutes. I'm going to tell you what has happened since we left you yesterday in the United States of America election. All right? Get your pen, paper, everything. The new president of the United States of America is to be announced. Yes, could be announced today, could be announced tomorrow, could be announced November 11th, could be announced December 7th. Nobody knows when it could be announced. Now, let me ask you a question. Everybody watching around the world, we're in Canada, people in America watching, people around the world watching. How do you have an election when you don't know who won after election night? Explain this to me, okay? Explain this to me that you have an election and you don't know after one whole night who won, okay? I know the mail in, uh, you know, who voted and all that, but come on already, okay? And like I'm not saying anything about Trump or Biden, but this just proves that if Biden did not, he should have won in a landslide. But they're still counting. It looks like he is winning. Let's say that he is winning, but the people in a lot of states voted for Trump. For what? Are you voted for a corrupted individual? Are you voted for a guy who lies? He is the president of the free world to serve and protect. Serve and protect what? Okay. In the last 4 years, maybe he has done one or two good things. Okay. Maybe. Like I said, maybe. But you could count number of things that he has not done. He even wants to stop the people who voted. Stop. Doesn't count. Your votes don't count. If this is a dictator, what is a dictator then? All right. More on that. Hopefully, when Sam comes in here, I just want to check if maybe she left me a message or anything like that. So she hasn't left me a message. So hopefully she comes in or not. But let's talk about something else other than politics and Trump and Biden and all that. Okay. Now, as I mentioned here yesterday on Lavish, the NBA tomorrow, the Players Association and the NBA will most likely, well, they have meetings and will most likely announce a 72 game season beginning December 22nd. 72 game season beginning December 22nd, and training camp will start December 1st. So, meaning we can actually have live basketball once again, 72 games in about a month. Okay. Now, there's going to be a draft before then. There's going to be free agency. Like I said, the 76ers are looking to pursue James Harden. Now, if the 76ers, who have right now Joel Embiid, Ben Simmons, among others, they get James Harden, that could change the game there in the Eastern Conference. Also, in the Raptors division, changing the game. What about the Brooklyn Nets? All right. KD, hopefully back, hopefully healthy. Then you got Kyrie Irving. Of course, their coach, Steve Nash, coming back and bringing in Mike D'Antoni and formerly, who coached him in Phoenix. Uh, you know, I could see Brooklyn causing trouble for a lot of teams. What's going on with free agency? Because, Marc Gasol, Serge Ibaka, Fred Van Fleet, three key pieces to the Raptors lineup, are all free agents. So within 3 weeks, we're going to have movement like the NHL has a lot of movement there. So should be interesting to see how they vote and how they ratify it. Again, presumably they ratify tomorrow. Start of the season will be December 22nd, 72 game season. Now, the other question is the borders in between Canada and America have not opened. Where will the Raptors play? The Raptors have been talking to state of Kentucky, but I have heard lately at the Prudential Center in New York, New York. Of course, it makes sense because in the Raptors division, you got the Brooklyn Nets, okay, and the New York Knicks and Philadelphia. So right there, you have set three teams within what, an hour of each other there, even less now. So I think that if they're not going to play in Toronto, the Prudential Center will be the place that the Raptors play out of. All right. So let's see if we have some news from the NBA, hopefully tomorrow, because I know the NBA wants to desperately play a game or play the season before Christmas. They want to have that Christmas Day games, a marquee matchup. I'm telling you, it's probably going to be the Lakers and a rematch against the Miami Heat, most likely, or Lakers Milwaukee on Christmas Day. All right, so that's something to keep your eye on there because that is going to break here, hopefully tomorrow with some news regarding the NBA and for you sports fans because I know we're we're a sports network, entertainment network, and all that, but there's no sports. Okay, yesterday, perfect example, the world stopped for the election, no sports. Today, you have AEW wrestling and everything like that. There you go, Sam. There. Um,
Oh, Joe, no White House today. Super, super sorry. I was trying to gather my thoughts, gather everything. Oh my goodness. How are you? What did I miss? What is going on?
hold on. This is the first time I've seen your hair not straight down. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
it must have taken some some time to. It's like when you do your hair, you usually how long do you do your hair? It takes you a couple minutes, right?
Usually a couple minutes, like 7 to 10 minutes.
7 to 10 minutes. And when you put your hair up like it is, look, my hair's terrible today. Okay, so like when you put your hair up, how long does it take you? Like 3 seconds?
I mean, to get it slicked down and not like a wild jungle forest, absolutely a little more than 3 seconds. So,
Okay.
probably still the same time.
All right. So I was just talking about the election. So
Mm-hmm.
tell me something. You have an election. You wait 4 years for it. Okay. Every 4 years they have an election. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
November 3rd, election day. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What day's today?
Today is November 4th.
Who won the election?
Honestly, Joe Biden is in the lead. I know I've just was just looking at it on the news as well. The votes are way higher, and I know that Donald Trump's lawyer has been speaking out saying that they need a recount. They're just not interested in a lot of things, but Joe Biden says he has enough votes to win. Basically, I think I really wanted to. I was trying to research this too because I was like, do you need to have 270 votes, basically, from the whole kind of party thing to kind of win? I know he has like around 253 last time I checked, which was like 5 o'clock there that I was seeing at the bottom of my screen, 253 to 214. Donald Trump is 214 there, but I don't know. A lot of people they're saying that they tried to, because of the COVID-19 this year, a lot of the votes that have been mailed through and like stuff like that, whether you went into the post, that would have been easier to just count. But all the other mailing ones that people have been doing from, a couple days now or whatever, they're just receiving, they still have to add those all up too. So I don't know. There's a lot of conversations about it going on. And, people are saying that he doesn't need Pennsylvania or whatever to win. Like, this is kind of, there's a lot of the people are speaking, Joe.
Well,
People are speaking.
people are speaking, but let's speak on this, okay?
Of
You have an
course.
election in 4 years. November,
Mm,
okay? November 3rd is the day. correct?
Yeah, of
Okay.
course.
So why don't you know who the president of the United States is?
As I said before, Joe, I think it's just because of the mailed ballots. That's what I think it is. I
Oh,
know people are upset. I know we, as in Canada, have been like, really been watching all of this, have been covering every topic about the states. Justin Trudeau even spoke out about this with, I know Jagmeet Singh, I believe, has even said like, it's time that he's spoken out. Like, there's so many opportunities for Justin Trudeau to say something, but it's good that he kind of spoken out about this. But everyone's watching. And I even had a couple of other news too later on about the White House. But continue, Joe, as you were saying.
all right. So let me ask you this again.
Yeah.
Are you surprised? Let me switch it around. Are you
Mm-hmm.
at 230 to 214 or whatever it is? Okay. Are
Mm-hmm.
you surprised that Trump has that much votes, considering he has lied, he has not told the truth. Well, lying and not telling the truth, same thing. But uh, are you surprised because there's people here that surprisingly voted for him, and nobody knows why? Why? Because every tweet I'm looking, they can't believe who would vote for. The best tweet I got from somebody said people are voting for an ultimate dictator.
Hmm.
Okay, so when you look at dictator, you were dealing with 1800s, 1900s, 1920, 1940, maybe 1950, up to 1950, let's say.
Yeah.
If I'm looking up to 1950, we're in 2020. Okay, that is 70 years ago. So 70 years ago to now, what has anybody learned? If they're still voting, I don't care if it's 230 to 214, it's still too close. It's still too close. So, what is your opinion? And I guess, um, you know, and I'm going to say it, where all his things that, with COVID, with Black Lives Matter, with everything, how many people, he gets 214 seats. So that means there's 300 million people in the United States. That
Mm-hmm.
means probably, okay, if he loses, let's say out of 300 million, let's say 175 to 170. Okay, I know it doesn't add up to whatever to three, but how could it be that close? Give your heads a shake in the United States. Sam, what do you say?
I'm really guessing that a lot of people, in the States do share the same values and mentalities as him, right? For him to, I mean, it sounds like you're saying that obviously I know the votes, but it sounds like you're saying that you were expecting something a little bit drastically more
Okay.
different.
People should know going into this election, you know what he has done for the last 4 years when, you know, there's still no answer about Black Lives Matter.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And Breonna Taylor and all these, like we said last night, he says, "Oh, very soon we're gonna get a vaccine." That's a lie, another lie. The world is in a crisis right now. Forget about the election, about something we never had in about 70 years again with COVID. What has he done? It's proven history that he knew about COVID before full forced COVID. He could have done something that prevented, I don't know, 200,000 people died. If he did something, maybe 100,000 people would die. He could have saved, even if it's one person, it's still, you're the president. You're there, you take an oath to serve and protect the people of the United States of America, and it's a trickle down. You protect the people of the United States, going to Canada, going to whoever. But I'm astonished that he can talk dirty, I guess. He could talk the talk, not believing, and people buy into anything he says. Aren't you surprised and somewhat scared that people, and we're not talking about, okay, 5 people voted for him or whatever. We're talking about 100 of million people voting for Trump. Because in the United States, like I said, there's, I don't know, 350 million.
Mm-hmm.
50 million. So if he's losing out by 8%, okay, that's what it's going to be. That means what? 200 million people, 175 million people voted for him. Think about that. 175 million. Canada, as a country, we got 35 million. So
That is scary to think about, Joe. You're really emphasizing the numbers right now. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's hitting me. Oh my goodness.
no,
Continue.
because like Canada, we have 35 million. So 175 million, let's say 150 million voted for Trump. So you take that 35, that means 4 times the whole country of Canada voted for Trump.
Oh my goodness. No, I definitely, I honestly agree with you. I feel like with everything that has been going on, a lot of stories have been rising to the surface, from the moments he's been saying that, this is nothing to be afraid of. Inject bleach in your body to, cure COVID and, a whole bunch of other things too.
And
A
how's
lot of,
that working out for him? Well,
it hasn't been the only
did, did,
person
did,
who's been.
did he have does he have COVID, or did he have COVID? He injected bleach. He's Mr. Orange.
Oh my goodness, Joe. Always finding a way to just, add in there, of course.
Well,
this is just,
tell me, aren't I saying the truth? I know
you
that
are saying the absolute truth. And, I'm really glad that you speak out on this topic, and, really show that your true opinion. I feel like a lot of people have been afraid, to lose their jobs and stuff. We're in Canada. So, it really doesn't, it does affect us in many ways where we, this is a part of our influence here and stuff like that. But, as I said before, this is what I wanted to say earlier as well. The White House, as of the day of the election, I think it started, I believe today, I think they started, but over $29,000 have been sent over to kind of help clean the White House. The White House is on a COVID. They have like COVID cleaners in there spraying the West Wing and the East Wing, regardless of who wins the whole presidential election. They said that this needs to be clean, and it will probably be going on until November. I believe November 2021. They want to keep it clean and keep it sprayed down and stuff like that. And I think that is so important. The fact that this is coming up now, though, why hasn't this been getting sprayed down before? For everyone who enters the White House and leaves it, this is like the first time safety precautions are getting put into play. And it almost makes me think like, was he withholding, like those type of procedures because he didn't think it was as serious? And now that he's getting, well, basically I'm really saying Joe Biden is winning tonight. Like, you know what I mean? It is what it is. The ballots are still coming in and, all votes count and stuff. And I know he wants a recount, a revote, he's being really a sore loser. That's what I'm surprised about. I'm surprised that he's sending his lawyer to speak out to kind of say, this is wrong. There's unsupervised votes.
If he loses, right? You think he's going to get out of the White House? And
I don't think he's gonna go down without a fight, Joe. And this is not a fight. People are saying they wanted a peaceful transition of, that kind of Passover. The votes is very clear, but a lot of people are very, especially, with the cameramans, trying to videotape everybody outside who's not wearing masks and stuff like that in the States going on. And they're like, okay, why are you voting for Trump? Why are you voting for Biden? A lot of people seem very misinformed, and I guess some of these sites are saying, well, he did this or he did this. Yesterday you asked us a really good question, and I asked some of my coworkers today as well. What did he do within the last 4 years that was something really positive? And a lot of them kind of like just stopped and like stuttered. And I was like, wow, this is like, just like 3 things, 4 things, and they couldn't even name it, Joe. So, yesterday was really, really good that you brought that up. It really raised some awareness, I guess, that I didn't even have myself. And I had to go online and really try to understand this. But, I'm so thank you to everyone who's going out and voting and stuff. This is the time to make the change. I know we were talking about the future generation, but this is the time to make the change for the present as well. And definitely, Joe, Joe, I am lost for words with what's going on. It's so like, I feel like all Canadians are just at home, like just watching it, like waiting, what is this? What does this say?
You know what I'm going to start doing? I'm telling you this right now.
Mm-hmm.
I told our producer before you came on, I'm going to start watching Hallmark movies. It's Hallmark movies. They got Christmas stuff going on. I need like a good cry for the whole United States of America, because I don't know what the hell they're doing. Okay, so first of all, I'm gonna tell you this. Okay,
Have you been to the States, Joe?
I've been to the States. I've been to Florida. I visited a good friend, Steve Carney, WDAE. I've been to Fresno, California. I've been all over the States. I've been to Hawaii, yes. And yeah, Hawaii is part of the States.
With those times that you went over, was Donald Trump president, or was it
No, I
when?
haven't been to the States in like 20 years, honestly.
Oh, okay.
I haven't been to the States in 20 years, but uh,
Hmm.
no, last time I think was 2005 when I was in
Okay.
California in 2005. But
Hmm.
okay, so I'm going to ask another thought provoking question. Okay. So our prime minister is 36 years old, 38 years old, right?
Right.
Okay. So Trump is 72. Biden, I think, is 74, 76, something like that.
Mhm.
When in the United States of America, because that's everybody looks at the United States as amazing. They for land of the free, home of the brave, stuff like that. But when are they going to get a real president who can, like I said this yesterday, who can adjust and think like with 40 to 50-year olds who, let's say he's like, I'm 46, so he's 50 years old. He can look at, you know, a little bit older generation
Mhm.
and not that old to look at the younger generation. We're 80-year-olds, and no offense to Trump or to Biden. Hopefully they do a good job. Well, not Trump because he already had proven it, but uh, hopefully they do a better job. But aren't they lost touch on how life is now? Now we're in 2020, going to be 2021 in a month. In a month, okay, and yet they're fighting like grade two, or I'm going to sue him. I'm going to take him to court. They should stop counting. No, they should count. Don't do this. Don't do that. But
Mhm.
this is freedom. People died for the people who to be allowed to vote. The land of the free, the home of the brave. By the way, in that vein, November 11th, of course, Remembrance Day. Please go out and get your poppy here in Canada. Those are the people who really sacrificed everything for the lives we live right now. So, but I think the United States, and I don't know how Biden's going to do, and Trump or whatever, but when is it about time? And like we joke around about Kanye. I'm not saying Kanye is going to be great, but The Rock, or he was rumored, joking around, The Rock, or even Oprah Winfrey.
Mhm.
Get somebody with not, nothing against 70, 80-year-old guys or ladies, but give somebody who has the mentality, okay, could see change, adapts to change, and not is stuck in the way like Donald Trump.
I'm gonna have to disagree with you on your other point, Joe. I don't think that the older they get, they lose touch with reality or with what's going on in the present. I feel because I do know that there's a lot of younger people who do have a different mentality that is still way far off along the line. I think it goes back into that psychology phrase, the nature versus nurture, and I do think that this comes with the education. And when I think of Joe Biden, he has experience with, elections and does have experience with politics as well. But in terms of going on in the world, I feel like, before I didn't think maybe he was as in touch with some of the problems that other people of color and Black people face and stuff like that. But, as I said yesterday on Lavish here on Zingo TV channel 250 and 251, at 6, I was saying that, it does take a lot for him to, select somebody who does have those experience, who does have that insight, who does have those problems that that a lot of people face. So to select that as his underhand, right, as the vice president, Kamala Harris coming up in there does show that he's willing. Maybe he doesn't know, but he's willing to understand. He's willing to make the change that the people want to see. He's willing to protect and to serve, not him, but to serve the country, to protect the country. So that is like the difference that I see there. I know it gets a little, blurred. It gets a little bit blurry when it comes to, the elders. A lot of them are in power, positions of power. A lot of them don't want to let this go. Definitely, I think they're leaving room for the younger ones. Sometimes it's like kind of once in a while, but I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't say that the younger they are, the better. I wouldn't really say that because there's a lot of young, foolish people out there. And I don't know if I'm allowed to say that on here, but there are, Joe.
Well, you talked about Camilla Harris, okay?
Yeah,
Everybody has high hopes for Camilla Harris,
I really do. I wish I could just vote in there for her. There.
and
Yeah, but,
she's going to be, quote unquote, if Biden, the vice president, okay?
mhm.
I'm not putting you on the spot for the first time ever, but I want to ask you this, okay? And I know by your face, who's the vice president of Trump?
You
Yeah,
know what?
no, hold on, hold on. I'm not asking you. See, already, this guy ran is in the office for 4 years already. And what are we talking about? His opponent, let's call it,
Mm.
his opponent, which he can be good and all that. He stands for, and Camilla Harris, who's going to be vice president if the president incumbent takes over. So how come nobody knows who the vice president is currently?
Honestly, I don't want to come off as ignorant here, like I'm not in the States as well, but I do know that it is a white man who's a little older as well. I did see him during the Black Lives Matter protest that was out, that huge crisis that happened that was outside of the White House, where he had the feds kind of pepper spray and push back the crowd and everything like that. I do know there was a brief moment there that they said that this was the vice president who was coming out and walking as well. And I think he gave a statement saying that like, oh, I didn't really do anything. This wasn't my call. This was because I think they were looking for someone to blame. People said, who did this? This was a huge thing where even the news reporters, Joe, I wish you sent me down there that time, but the news reporters, everybody was getting pepper sprayed, getting pushed back, getting like shoved. And they were saying, oh, it was the president's call. No, it was the chief's call. No, it was Donald Trump's call. And they were I remember reading a whole bunch of articles and nobody was to blame. Everyone was kind of like pinging it on each other. And that's the only real time where I really heard a statement from the vice president. Other than that, I think Donald Trump makes the demands.
Well, he does make demands. He's the president. By the
Yeah,
way, the vice president is Mike Pence, and Mike Pence is 61 years old. So he,
right.
you know, again, that's another guy. I know 61 is not old, but uh,
Hmm.
if you're going to be a president of something or vice president, okay, 61 is in touch. 72, 78-year olds. I'm not saying they're not in touch, but when is it time to have a president who can relate to some of the issues? Because when you look at, I don't know, Biden's take on young issues, like yourselves, 20 to 40, let's say, okay? I don't know, when are they going to have somebody taking, okay, the older generation, the middle generation, and the
Hmm.
young generation? If I'm in charge, I want to hear from everything. Like we had a conversation before our show, and you made some amazing points, and I want to hear from that. I want to hear from guys within our team a little bit older. Okay, let me, and then you take it as the president. You take it in all the points, and you
Hmm.
make the final decision. But
Hmm.
who is not advising Trump? Mike Pence, honestly, okay, what has he done in 4 years? He's supposed to be Trump's right hand man. Can you
Hmm.
say it's his right hand man?
Doesn't really seem like he's using his right hand a lot then, because I don't know, it just seems like it's just let down. Like I feel like it's just not as active. But if Joe Biden does win, which I hope he will, and he will, I really hope that Camilla Harris becomes more involved as well and uses her insight, uses her input, uses her kind of solutions to add a voice in there. This is a big opportunity, as you said. And I just want to touch on the point that you made earlier, Joe. I think that when you pull out those points about the whole team of diversity, from young to old to black to white to whoever, I think that comes from your experience as a leader here on the Barn Burner TV network on ZingoTV channel 250. I believe that, I feel like when you have a team, I think that you like hearing from a wide range of voices. And I think that's where that comes from, where you're like, I would like to hear from everyone. Because obviously, maybe an older Black person and a younger Black person both have two different, you know, kind of insight into something, or kind of have two different input that can help a situation or anything like that. So I definitely do agree. Like, you know, before I wasn't really thinking about it, I thought, you know, maybe the elder can always speak, you know, and, you know, like same with Indigenous people or whoever, you know, the elders can always speak, but it's, you know what, you're right. You know, there should be a wider range of and mixtures within politics so that everything is getting touched upon. So that, because you know what, I feel like right now a lot of people are not being represented well. And you know, it really sucks when there's only one person to speak for you. So to have a lot more diverse voices, and not just with color, but with age and with religion, especially too, in politics, that would be really helpful, you know, to protect and
Well,
serve the
not
people
only
properly
not only in politics, in everything.
and
Like
everything. Absolutely.
like I said, you know, I'm not going to say what we talked about, but you made great points. You know, the CEO of the H.E.R network, Tanya
Mhm.
Mullins,
Yes.
has amazing points. Yeah, you know, and you know, I ask our producer all the time, Teresa, who you know, she's an amazing producer and everything like that. But I value everybody's takes, and I want to hear what, you know, if I'm doing something wrong, I want to hear me. You know, I'm not, even though my hair doesn't look good today, but still, you know, I'm not Mr. Perfect. There was only
Come
one.
on, Joe. You were on here before me. Come on.
Yeah, that's why it's a mess. All right,
Oh my goodness.
that's why it was a mess. All right. So, how was your trip from Washington to Toronto back?
It was a lot, you know, due to COVID. We still have to take safety precautions. I'm so glad to be back. So thank you for sending me over. I would say anytime, but let's just wait till after
Did
the
you get me?
election and
Did you
everything
get
like
me
that.
that? Did you get me that copy of NHL 21 with OV on it from Washington?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Where
Just
is
here.
it?
I'll just unpack it out of
Where-
my suitcase just in a minute. I just have to wipe it down and spray it down.
Okay. Well, before the show, before the end of the show, show it to me. All right. Look at her
And
face.
why do you do that, Joe? Why do you do
No,
that?
no. Well, come on. All right. So enough with politics. Okay. I don't want to talk about Orange. I don't want to talk about Biden, even though I like his first name. You know, there's. It looks like it's not going to end for another week, 2 weeks,
You
six
think
weeks.
another week or 2 weeks?
Well, they're saying in one state they won't get anything done till November 11th. And then another state till the day before Thanksgiving, United States.
Oh my gosh. Joe, are you being serious? I
No,
mean, I thought
I am. I swear, I am. That's what they say on CNN.
so then
When
so clear some things up for me then. So when they say November 3rd is the last day to vote, that means that even though if it goes on to November 11th or whatever, are they just
their
calculating
last
it?
day to vote is November 3rd, but you have
Right.
uh, mail-in votes, write-in votes, and all that. So you had till November 3rd. So if something,
So even if I've sent out a vote through my mail,
yeah,
you know, before November 3rd or on November 3rd,
November
it's fine.
3rd, you have on or before November 3rd, but they won't get it till November 8th. So then they have to,
Would it still count?
yeah, because it's before November 3rd.
Okay, perfect. Just wanted to know that. So it would still count, but you're saying they're just going to take these couple of days to receive the mail and to calculate it up?
That's
Like,
what I
okay.
hear, but who knows the rules in the United States when you vote for Donald Trump? 150 million people did it. So look, all right.
Joe, you belong in the White House. Can't you just go help and fix
Yeah,
things over there?
I don't belong in the White House. And by the way, I'm going to say this. Vince McMahon donated some money to clean that wing up. Vince McMahon, of course, the boss of the WWE, his wife, Linda, worked with Donald Trump. Donald Trump
Wow.
was part of WrestleMania with Vince McMahon. He shaved his head. There you go. If there's any inside jobs, there it is. All right. This is Lavish here on the Barn Burner TV network, Zingo TV channel 250, also on the H.E.R network, Zingo TV channel 251. H.E.R network stands for what, Sam?
Hardworking, empowering, and resilient.
Yes, and that's what hopefully Camilla is. That's what Samantha Walters is, Teresa Kirkland. Now, are we going to talk some entertainment news so it could be relaxing? Or here, I'm going to say this. We mentioned NHL 21 or whatever. Sam, do you know I got the call today? I got the call today. Next Tuesday, Xbox Series X comes out. They told me, you know, there's only going to be 15 copies and I reserved one or whatever. I'm going to be the first one in my area at 8:30 to get Xbox Series X. Do you want to come over and play?
Depending on the game. What game are you trying to play?
What game would you like?
What games do you have?
If I can't believe you would ask me this. What am I?
You are the all-star champ of the Xbox game series
No,
and
no, no.
sports. Sports games. I bet there are sports games.
Yes, sports. You got to check
But
out.
what? But what type of sports game? Hockey, basketball, what?
Yeah, hockey, basketball,
Baseball,
baseball when it comes out. Yeah,
soccer.
wrestling, soccer, FIFA. Come on.
Okay,
For
okay.
you. With my daughter, I'll get Just Dance. I know you dance like I know. See, look at her face. I know.
Trying to break it up.
Oh,
Of course,
Dance.
absolutely.
Have you played Just Dance? Honestly,
Of course, every time, because we had the Wii from before, so obviously we had all of it, all the tracks. You know, like I feel like I know some moves off by heart, like like you know what I mean from the games itself.
like
But I
what?
love Just Dance.
What moves? What song?
I don't want to show them on here.
Hold on. What's the best song in Just Dance for the last 5-6 years?
Last five. Okay, you can't ask me something like that. You can ask me what my high scores are in, on what songs my high scores are in.
What, Samantha? What are your high scores?
Okay, so
Great
compared to my
question,
siblings,
Joe.
huh?
Great question, Joe. That's what.
Great question, Joe. I'm so glad you asked because I do have a high score in some of the songs here, and my siblings have tried to beat it, but they cannot. I do have a high score in I'm so sick of, I think it's called Sick of That Same Old Love by Selena Gomez.
Yes.
I have one in Alcatraz. I have one in the Let's Groove Tonight. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Oh, that one's so good. That one's like obviously the
What
high
about?
ones up
I
there.
know you like Earth, Wind, and Fire. Come on.
Oh my gosh. And then of course. And then I have The Circus by Britney Spears.
Oh yeah.
Yes. And that's what the ringleader is what's her name? Jen Connor's dressed up as for Halloween, guys. If you guys tuned into that episode of Live Chats that happens on Thursdays at 6 to
6:30.
6:30, I believe. Thank you for pulling the words right out my mouth. 6 to 6:30 on Thursdays, Live Chats.
No, not 6 to 6:30. 6:30 to 7.
6:30 to 7, of course, absolutely.
Jen Connor, of course, live chats with Samantha Walters. Thursdays, Barn Burner TV Network, Zingo TV, Channel 250, Her Network, Channel 251, 6:30 to 6:55 every Thursday. What do you have planned for tomorrow?
Some juicy stuff. I know she messaged me. I know we're going to be talking a little bit about the election as well, but we do have some celebrity gossip that we're going to be spilling and some fun things.
Spill the tea. Come on, spill the tea.
I can't spill all of it, Joe.
All right, hold on. Let me get my coffee. Spill the tea. I'll get my coffee. Come on.
Oh my goodness. No.
We're 40 minutes into this and we have not talked about entertainment news.
Okay, we'll talk about entertainment news. I wanted to mention this a couple of episodes back, but I never got to on Lavish. But I wanted to talk about the first ever Christmas movie that came out on Netflix because I literally was going to recommend this to all of you guys to go watch.
Right.
Joe, what is your favorite movie genre?
What's my favorite movie genre?
Yeah, I like. Come on, and don't tell me sports.
No. Sports is not a movie genre. Action, adventure, romance, comedy, all of them.
Okay, so this one is kind of like a rom-com. Yeah, I would say a rom-com. I'm trying to look if there's any
rom-com for those people who don't know, who are not 20 and younger.
A romantic comedy.
See, not bad for an old guy like me. Come on.
A romantic comedy. I just wanted to slur it in there.
You want to know what a romantic comedy is? Okay. When Harry Met Sally.
Okay.
Sleepless in Toronto. It's actually Seattle, but anyways. But try to get. By the way, you ever been to Seattle?
I've never been to this. I've never been to Seattle at all.
Seattle is the home of Starbucks. They charge you $9 for your tea. All right, $9. Yeah, Seattle. All right. So yeah, okay. Go ahead. Rom-com. Go ahead.
That just reminds me of the day I walked into Starbucks for the first time, and they were like, "Oh, that's gonna be like $10." I'm like, "Oh my gosh, how many teas am I getting? Am I getting donuts too?" And they're like, "This is not Tim Hortons, ma'am. This is
Wait a minute.
Starbucks."
Don't donuts. Okay. Do you ever see McDonald's has now little small donuts? Have you tried them?
The little small donuts at McDonald's.
Yeah.
I haven't tried their donuts. I think I had a muffin from them, like a from the McCafe kind of thing. But I didn't
No,
know
I'm
they had
talking
donuts.
about donuts. You're talking about McMuffin?
Sorry. What kind of donuts are you talking about? Do they have a wide range though? It's probably not as wide as
No, they got like four. That's it. But four donuts.
uh,
But here you talked about comedy, okay?
yes.
I wanted to ask you this for about a week already. I want to
Okay.
ask the producer also. Hopefully,
Okay.
she.
Go ahead.
What about the new
I
Borat
do.
movie?
Oh.
The new Borat movie. Have you watched
Oh.
the Borat movie?
The new Borat movie?
Yeah.
Wait, I haven't seen it. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
No, it's X-rated. So the producer, have you watched the new Borat movie? Borat, it's nice. It's nice. Borat. All right. Have you watched? Have you?
And no, and I don't.
Yeah. Why? Don't you think that movie is nice? That it's nice. No, come on.
No, you're not really doing it justice right now if you're trying to promote it.
Well, you got to go and see the Borat movie, and I want you to critique it.
She hasn't seen the first one either. Okay,
Well,
so this.
first of all, Borat has not only come out with one movie. Come on. You're not being very nice to Borat. Come on. But anyways, I want you to critique it Monday when we're back here for Lavish. You got
Absolutely.
homework on the weekend, and
Can I critique the holiday for today or no? Are you gonna watch it? Are you gonna watch it, Joe?
Okay, what is it?
So the holiday is this movie where do you know what a holiday is?
A holiday?
Yes, a holiday.
Wait a minute. Do I have to spend money?
Well, I mean, it's just like a date for the holidays. You could just bring home on the holidays there, so you don't have to spend.
Is that a holiday? Okay, let me get you. Is that a holiday like for Christmas or Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Ramadan?
Any holiday, Easter, Valentine's Day, Christmas, your birthday.
What about Sunday, football day? Do we have a holiday then?
You could. I mean, it's just basically a date where there's not too much
All right,
commitment.
so I'll tell you what. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Here it is. We're gonna have a holiday Sunday, this Sunday, November 8th. You're gonna come. Uh, Teresa, the producer, is gonna come. Eduardo's gonna come. We're all gonna watch football. Teresa, Sunday night has a very good matchup. Tampa Bay, New Orleans. All right. Buffalo plays Seattle. Okay, that's a big game there. We're gonna have a holiday. You said, "Have I ever had a holiday?" Tell me the difference between a holiday and a football holiday.
Well, you're inviting so many people, so this is like a group holiday. Oh my goodness, here we
Wow, you
go.
never had a group holiday?
I've never had a group holiday. Oh wait.
Yes. See the stuff.
I have been on. I forgot what it's called. It's like what is it called when two people go on a date and the other two people come along?
The 4 wheels. That's too many
It's
wheels.
not called four wheels. It's not called four wheels. It's called a double date.
Oh, a double date. So wait a
double date. I've had a double date, but I've never had a group
but that's
holiday.
a double date, but not a double holiday.
You're
Don't
right.
be confused because you could go on double date, but not a double holiday. So technically, we're going to have a double holiday for watching football.
Joe, you got to watch the holiday to be using this term. I feel like you got to watch it. I mean, the transitions are a little, but it's really.
All right, what's
really
this
good.
holiday about, and what channel is it on? So it's not on Zingo, right?
It's not on ZINGOTV,
So why
but
are we
talking about it. I mean, you can watch it on Netflix just so you can get the gist of the word and what it means.
Your next bit account, and then I'm not paying whatever I have to pay. Give me, we share.
Oh, I'll send you my sites, Joe. I have some great sites.
Well, yeah, we established you had great sites. Yeah, twice a day or whatever. The other day you said.
Right. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. So what's this holiday about? Come on.
Okay, so the holiday is about these two strangers who basically kind of have their own little rough love lives going on. They're already older, and they just wish that they could have something that's simple with no commitments, where they don't have to worry about the, oh my gosh, why didn't you call? Oh my gosh, and this kind of reminds me of the Single Pringle show, which we're doing a crossover to. I will get into that after, but this is
Nobody
basically
advised me about anything. You're doing all this. Next thing you want to know, I don't know what's going on here. Maybe you
yes.
can take over the lavish show all since from Monday. You want to take
Joe,
over?
let's just slow down and relax
All
here,
right, I'm
okay?
taking a holiday.
Next Wednesday, Deanna from Single Pringle will be coming on Lavish on Zingo TV channel 250 and 251 at 6 p.m. here on Lavish to answer some of my questions and some of your questions,
All right,
Joe,
well, give me one
about
question
relationships.
about. I
And
don't need. I don't. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. This is you. I have questions about relationships. Where's our producer? Producer, pull up my new fiance. There.
oh, here we go
Come
again.
on, man.
Joe's famous
Look, and
fiance.
by the way, how do you like the Movember going? It's coming along, eh? It's coming along. Look at that. Look at that.
Coming along. Does she like it? Does your fiance like it?
What do you think? If she didn't, I would shave it. Ladies rule.
Aw.
First of all, if you're going to have a holiday and you want to have a second holiday, a third holiday, a 60th holiday, 60th one.
Wait, does your fiance know you're going on a group holiday on Sunday? Should you even be making that arrangement
My
without her
fiance, my
consent,
fiance
Joe?
every Monday night has a holiday in the wrestling ring. Okay, so look, I could. And by the way, that's a good point. Very good point by you, Amanda Rose. You're here Sunday. I invite you on the holiday. You're paying because you're rich, but look, see, that's it. Look, Mandy Rose is going to take you on a holiday. Okay,
Well,
Sam.
technically you are, since you were asking all of us and inviting all of us to this football holiday
Well, hold on.
that
I got to ask the producer Teresa, are you going to come to the holiday if the bill is taken care of? All right, we'll wait for her answer. But we have a holiday for Sunday, and wait a minute,
she
wait a minute. You're working? No. Are you working for the Barn Burner TV network or the Her network? Which one? Which one? You know, I'll make sure her. Okay, I'll make sure that you don't. Somebody will cover that shift so you can watch the Buffalo Bills defeat the Seattle Seahawks, and then we could watch Tampa lose to New Orleans. All right. So
I'll cover her shift.
wait a minute, Sam. I, I know.
Produced for women, hosted by women, directed by women. And I am a woman. So I will I will definitely help.
Yeah, you help. All right. So we got a couple minutes here. I can't wait for our holiday. And I don't have any questions about relationships. You do. But my question, Deanna Messina from Single Pringle, you're saying is coming here Wednesday, 6 p.m. Is she coming for the whole hour?
She's coming for the whole hour. I mean, if we want to do a 30-minute thing, I'm trying to think because
No,
I
she'll
got a
come
lot
for
of
the whole
I
hour.
got a list of problems, Joe, and I
You
need
got
them
a list of
all
problems. All right.
answered.
Here. I'm going to take Deanna Messina's job for 1 second. Give me one of your questions that you were going to ask her because we don't got 5 minutes. We got 6 minutes. All right. So uh, give me one of your questions.
So one of my questions for Deanna was about obviously online dating. I hope you can really help me with this, Joe. But it's kind of like the red flags, and I've always been talking about this with my friends, but it's kind of hard because we're all girls, so we don't really have enough insight from guys themselves. So obviously you're the perfect person for this too. So within the beginning, I feel like if I establish that I want a specific thing from the whole, I don't even know if I should say the actual words, but if I want this and a person wants something else, is it possible to still work towards a goal, if that makes sense? Like, I know this is coming off very vague, but I don't know if I
It
should give
depends.
details.
It depends how your boundary of communication lies. If
But it's
you,
kind of hard because in the beginning, it's not like they have communication
yeah,
like me and you or Teresa or whatever. Like, it's different. People
Yeah,
are
but
like,
at the
okay,
beginning, we had that same communication. I didn't know you, you didn't know me, and look, the lines of communication.
But
It's
you don't understand, Joe. Sometimes I feel like your personality is very, very open, as in like you talk, you know how to communicate. Some people, I actually think that they just don't understand. It's either they don't know how to communicate, they're not interested in communicate, or they're just like, I don't really care for this as much, so why should I?
you have to. It's like you hear love at the first sight, right? And
Hmm. I haven't heard that in a while, but yeah.
oh, you heard that? It was
I haven't heard that phrase in a while. I mean, with masks going
me
on,
and
it's like
Mandy
you can only
Rose.
see their eyes at first sight.
Me and Mandy Rose, the first time she saw me, like, oh my gosh. And I said to her, this is God's greatest creation. That's her nickname in wrestling. All right. God's greatest creation. Okay. But look, you have to trust. Again, doesn't matter if it's online, doesn't matter if you're having a holiday watching NFL football, doesn't matter if anything. You have to trust the person you're with. As the second that you don't trust,
How can you just
no,
trust
but
them right
but
from the
you
beginning?
have to, you're building towards the trust. Your first date or the first time you talk or whatever, you're finding out, okay, his name is Joe, his birthday, what does he do? Is he okay? Is he okay? So he like you hear the marks, check marks, okay? Then you go sort of go more and like, okay, what type of food do you like? What movies do you like? What do you like to do? Okay, check mark, check mark, check mark. Then you're building an open communication line there, and then you could say, okay, in 2 3 years, where do you see yourself? If he
Mhm.
answers the way you want or the way that you see yourself, you're already, you should take the next step. Hey, do you want to go out for that Starbucks coffee? All right.
You make me feel like all my past relationships were an epic fail now, because I don't think I've ever had anything in common with the guys that I've dated in the past. And I don't think that when I've heard
But
about their future.
but for you, Teresa, I got more than 2 minutes to talk about this now. So
Oh, that's fine.
for you, let's face it, and I'm not saying your age or whatever, you're starting out with these relationships when you're young, okay? When you get 25, 30, 35, 40, you already been there, done that. You already should know and know what you want. It's like people online dating or people going to clubs or bars or whatever. Now, how many people actually in 2020, 21 now, how many people actually do it? Forget about COVID. When's the
Mhm.
last time people say, I met this guy at a club? Hardly ever. 10 years ago, oh, we gotta say, we can't say we met at a club. We gotta say we met in a wrestling ring. Okay? So,
Mhm.
so that's what
I was embarrassed to say something like that one time, because I was like, oh my gosh, you told what your family that we met at a club? Because it just seems like when we break
I
up, we'll
thought you
end
said
back up in the
I
club.
thought you were gonna say you met at a wrestling ring. I would want to know that. But but you know what I mean? Like it'll be interesting to see Deanna, she has Single Pringle, by the way. Watch it Sunday, 3 o'clock here on the Barn Burner TV network, Single TV channel 250, the Her network 251. All right, Sam, we'll close this out. We'll be back here for Lavish on Monday. You're going to be back with Jen Connor tomorrow at 6:30 for, yes, for live chats. And see, we had a live chat right now. Okay.
I know. And it really, thank you so much for that advice, Joe. Because, even to you, it may seem very vague, but to me, it's really personal. And I feel like I thought I was always the problem. But, of course. And you guys can always get a hold of me to ask questions or anything like that on Instagram at Samantha_media. And you guys can also get a hold of me on Twitter at Samantha_media with an extra A at the end. But thank you so much, Joe. That actually
Don't forget. Don't forget.
hits close to home.
Don't forget, we got another show that tells it like it is. Sunday at 10
Mm.
p.m. That, by the way, do you want to invite them? Since you're already inviting the whole world there, what about if inviting Teresa on sometime? What about that?
Yes, I know, like, she's always busy, so I never want to stress her out or anything like that. But Teresa, you are free and welcome to come on Lavish any single time. Even if we're talking now and you wanted to pop in, you can do that at any time, any day. I know she likes to be a little bit more prepared when she has like her hair done and stuff like that. I haven't seen her today, but she always looks gorgeous when she comes on. But you know, you are free to come on anytime and literally call those girls. I want to do some crossovers with the women from Her network to really promote their shows on here, to talk to them, to see what that's more about.
I know I'm
She
sweet.
just think
See,
they're
she
so
said I'm
sweet.
so sweet. So sweet.
But
I'm
yeah.
blushing now. Look, but also tonight, 7:30. Well, now 7 o'clock, the MMA Ground and Pound with Enrique. But 7:30, check out Sit Down with Jess. Jess is a really great for the Her Network also. So check it out and check out all the great programs we got here on the Barn Burner TV Network and the Her Network. And big up, big up, big up to Tanya Mullins, the CEO of the Her Network. Sam, great job today. Let's continue the momentum, and everybody should tune in tomorrow at 6:30 with Jen Connor and Samantha Walters for live chats. All right, any last comments, Sam?
No, thank you for everything. Thank you, Teresa, for producing this and everything too. Thanks.
All right, so we got a holiday on Sunday, right? So if you
We'll
make
see,
up
Joe. Ask your fiance first if it's okay.
my fiance is
Communication is key,
coming.
as you said.
My fiance is coming. All right. She just
Oh,
texted
okay.
me now. She's looking forward for any hair tips by Leah. Okay. Beyond Wellness, Mondays, 8:30. I'm programming everything. Okay. So that's it. All right. Stay tuned for more great programming. Thanks a lot. This has been Lavish on the Barn Burner TV Network, Zingo TV Channel 250, and the Her Network, Zingo TV Channel 251.